Okay, good morning traders, and welcome to the All Markets Live Analysis webinar here. I'll be your host here, Bruce Pringle. It is a Pringle, not webinar here. Pringles. Anyway, the goal here is to go through order flow at a high level so that you guys can understand how to read it and put these pieces together and gain an edge reading order flow on any of the markets that Bookmap can connect to. Bookmap offers unique visualization of the order flow that can allow you to make better trading decisions. So let's jump in. General disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's take a look here at S&P E-mini. We'll start there and see what's going on in here and just read the order flow. Good morning, Deborah. Welcome back, or haven't seen you in here. Maybe just haven't commented in a while, but anyway, I want to go over a new tool or several new tools actually from Market Pulse that we are offering in here and how to read this and put it to use for your trading and make higher probable trades here using this new tool. So some really interesting new algos. And we'll cover this here. Anyway, just offhand, let's just take a quick look. Very choppy, as you guys can see. There's a swing low here from the data that I have just around 8:30. And then the swing high up here has been tested thrice, once, twice, thrice, into high liquidity at the figure here at 4,300. And we can see some back and forth in here, and then now the sell-off here starting to unfold. And it is continuing, so looking for the swing and then the liquidity in some of these lower levels in here to transact. That seems to be where the market wants to auction to those areas here. All right. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, thanks, Rob. Everything is good. We're all set to go. All right. Yeah, just traded into this liquidity here. Still looking for this high liquidity level down here. Now, that said, I want to show you and demo many of the new algos here with this Market Pulse tool, and this is just being released today. Now we've had Market Pulse and several algos within Market Pulse available for a while, but we're releasing in beta only right now newer ones. So let me show you this tool here and what I'm talking about. So if we click on the configure add-ons and we go to the Market Pulse here, I have it up here with an algo that we've had for quite a while in here. If I click on the drop down here, it is volume pressure imbalance. I think the first one that we offered was the volume pressure, and then we have also price change, the spread change, volume pressure imbalance, and then we've added in many more in here. Okay, this is the new release in here. Absorption pressure imbalance. Liquidation pressure we've had. This is for the crypto markets only and using our liquidation indicator. So that explains that one. And then this is a new one in here as well. Support and resistance imbalance. Sweeps is also new. Sweeps pressure and pressure imbalance. Sweeps pressure imbalance. And we also have a new feature for several of these in here, is to be able to, let's just create a new one here and I'll show you what I mean. We'll use, let's just go over, let's go over volume pressure. And the new feature in here is to be able to add multiple instruments and make a synthetic instrument from this Market Pulse widget here. So you click on this here, and you can see I can select all of these in here. Right. So if you want to look at this Apple compared to, we'll just go through the FANG stocks. Okay. We got Meta, we got Nvidia, we've got well, Tesla's not a FANG stock. We got Apple, and I think, and Google. All right, and Amazon. Don't we have Amazon in here? Or I got it. Okay. All right. So let's just make a market pulse add-on from exactly these 5 instruments here. Click on OK. And this may take a little while to load here. But anyway, we can use this as a leading indicator with correlated markets. The FANG stocks are the tech stocks that are leading the NASDAQ, for example, and then typically the NASDAQ leads the S&P. So if we start to see volume pressure in some of these stocks, leading stocks here, bellwether stocks, then we should see it follow through later in the S&P E-mini futures. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on it here. And it's a fantastic new tool, right? So now you don't have to look at 5 different individual stocks, or even one widget or 5 different widgets here in Market Pulse. Now, why is this advantageous? Because if you want to look at even in Market Pulse, this is advantageous to just see the individual widgets here for each of these stocks. You don't really, there's 5 of them. You'd have a lineup of 5 in here. Won't have to look at that now, though. You can just look at one and gain that insight. All right. So even if you had 5 in here, that is still better than looking at 5 different charts, or 2 different charts, 1 different chart. It doesn't matter. You don't have to divert your attention away. This is a huge advantage using this tool. Right now, we have an additional advantage by looking at multiple instruments within one widget here. Right, so that's a really nice feature here. So we can gain that understanding in here. All right, so let's just go back over in the order flow what we were just covering as we're looking for the market to drop into this 4280 liquidity. Well, we already traded into it and through it. And we've pulled back a little bit, and we've also traded down lower. Okay, so trend continues until we see something different, right? So let's see here if who's in the webinar over here today. If Slowdown is in here today. Take a look in the chat. Oh yeah, Stan's putting in some really great images here. Arts and craft with Stan. Yeah, good stuff. Wow, great chat in here, guys. Some really good imagery and good chats. Let's see here. Kenji, you have a question on never quite understood the book clears during news events. Well, that's really simple. Yeah, that can be really easily explained. If you want to buy or sell at a specific price, says huge moves because the book thins out. Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Why would you not? Well, I mean, if you want to, if there's a thinner book, a thinner auction, I mean, do you want to provide your liquidity? Do you want to trade in that market? What we're doing in order flow here is leaning on the behavior of others to gain insight. If it's a wild market, let's just suppose here, I mean, we can filter this heat map. tremendously, and look at like stark areas of high liquidity way up here and then way down here. So maybe see how dark it is in here. And yeah, there's some liquidity here, I know, but just for this demo purpose, suppose that wasn't here, and suppose these guys were still up here at 4,300. Then you know, do you want to put your risk here when price could go against you very, very cleanly and clearly? Not sure how stops even figure into my equation. I'm strictly speaking of limit orders to enter. Yeah, I mean, I am too. So if you want to place the limit sell order up here, I mean, price, the liquidity is way up here. So, you know, that might be potential risk that you're taking, right? And you don't know what might happen in here. I mean, there could be, you know, during FOMC or non-farm, I mean, you know, price will just move like a rocket through some of these areas until it hits, usually typically until it hits liquidity and is absorbed one place or another. It may even, you know, go right through that liquidity and go to the next area of liquidity. And therefore, you're not really leaning on, you know, the liquidity if you place your, if you don't have it in the order book here, right? So you can really get shaken around, and that can add a lot of risk. I hope I'm answering your question. Well, then if you think you may miss it, then you can always just enter with market at any time. All right. Anyway, I'll wait for your answer. All right. So look at the volume pressure. I'm starting to hear it now. You guys on YouTube can hear something, a little tap or something. So buyers starting to come in. Okay. So now this is across all those indexes, right? So this means that in this, and all of these stocks in here, in general, we have a bit more buying than selling right now. Now it's kind of even, and you can see it in the S&P. Here's our correlation here, right? So anyway, let's see the yeah. What I want to show in here is use cases for some of these algos and how to use them, because right now we're just, you know, we have a threshold here. Let me right click on it and go to settings in here, and you can see that you know, we have all the settings. You can play around with it, whatever configuration. Now this is the default configuration for volume pressure imbalance. Now it also shows up in the subchart here. All right, and this is what I want to cover is, you know, you know the thresholds are here, these little white lines, and when it crosses over, you're going to get a sound. Okay, but in reference to what? And that's where the subchart in here becomes vitally important for this tool. See these little green areas on the top here? That's where it started to sound off or hit the threshold here. This little white line over here, it crossed it. And these little points up here that are green. And in the red, that's also where it hit it over here. Okay, so it looks like it's starting to, you know, ramp up right now, and we'll see if we can get maybe a hit into this the threshold, and that would be down to this 70 liquidity most likely. All right, and we are in a downtrend, so yeah, you would look for that. Now this is what I want to cover in here, is start to we haven't covered too much about back testing and how vitally important. We always say, oh yeah, okay, well, if you like this idea, now go back and back test it. Okay, so there are you know, many different ways to back test. I want to show a very clean and simple one here using this market pulse tool. Okay, now you can adjust the settings like I showed earlier. Okay, but this is you know, stay with me guys, because this is really really good. You want to start to notice when you're getting these alerts. Okay, now use the crosshair tool here to hover over these areas and then look where you're getting this alert. Look where you're getting it on the sell side. Okay. Look where you're getting it on the buy side. Okay, so now, look how nicely this is starting to display these peaks or these troughs, or I'm sorry, these swings basically. It is nailing them. Okay, pullbacks here in a downtrend. Okay, also in these areas here, these are pullbacks. Okay, so it's just touching it here and then it's selling back off. Yeah, sure. T46. So right click, go to settings here, and I'm just using the default for this volume pressure imbalance. Okay. I'm using 5 minutes training period, which means the training period of this widget is a constant sliding 5 minutes of data. It's always new data or new time. It's always to the present and then the past 5 minutes. Okay, that's how that works. The half-life period here, 10 seconds. That means every 10 seconds, this is going to go down half of its value. That's all it means, right? So this is what pulls it back here. This is what makes it kind of revert to zero, is the half-life period. Anyway, the I hope that's simple to understand. It's you have to have something kind of pull this back. We're using a half-life period to do that. Now we've used that a lot in the past. It stops in icebergs as well. There's a half-life period. Also in balance indicators and other things, we've used this kind of cut it in half period. So every 10 seconds it continues to cut it in half. The training period continues to add the new data in here, and it's buyers and sellers in here. So this is actually buying and selling, or buy minus sell, basically, is the output here. Now, if we didn't have a half-life period, it would always be on a move up. At some points, it would move up more exponentially. Other times, it would be a flattened curve. But it would always be a positive number. Well, is that true? Yeah, there could be more selling with the imbalance. So yeah, it could be negative, but it's the half-life in here that'll bring it back, in kind of mean reversion type of idea here. Right. So anyway, let's get to the point here. Those are the settings. Play around with it. Let me show you where you can find out more. If you want to go to bookmap.com, click on the More button over here and go to the knowledge base just underneath the Learning Center here. And then click on the add-ons here, and then you'll see, if you scroll down a little bit in here, Market Pulse. Okay, click on that, and then you'll find all the documentation and videos and links, etc., in here, and how it all works. All right. So now let's get back to the back testing here, and starting to understand this. This is where this tool is going to be. I think it's vitally useful. It's almost essential to understand. I mean, you get so much more out of this tool here. So for example, let's take a look in this downtrend here. Okay, well, we just went through the swings. Look at all this chop in here, and now we got a peak up here. It did not breach the 70%. Okay, but this swing down here, well, this is where that selling pressure came in, and it makes sense now. Okay, we went a little bit lower here, and it also breached here. Okay, look at the pullback. Look at exactly where that pullback went. It's right here. Okay, so you're in a downtrend, you see it spiking here. Well, if this meets your criteria, or maybe you're waiting a little bit more over here to get into the trend and the continuation. I mean, you've got this peak volume here in balance, giving you some insight. Now you're looking for the sellers to start to come in. Okay, and then you're looking for them to press it, and then maybe even consider taking some off when you get this value down here. Okay, so this is so simple, but it's so powerful. Okay, look at this pullback here. It goes right to it. Now, does that align with some of the other areas we've talked about in here, in the market structure, okay, and the order flow, understanding this liquidity getting filled in here? Look for the sellers to start to come in. Where do you take your profits? Well, you look at the swings again. Look at where this market pulse tool might give you some insight, okay, and manage your risk as well. Okay? Even this pullback here, look at it pinging up here. But if you got involved here, you're still in the green. Okay? Even though you can see it peaking above this the levels in here, still stay in this and look for the trend continuation. Okay, maybe here's where you want to take your profits. Now that would be up in this area here, but are you next to the swing? Are you hitting high liquidity? There's a lot of questions that you can, or a lot of things to take a look at here. When you're getting this indication, does it match with your swing? Okay, so maybe you want to hold then, right? So maybe you're looking for this liquidity then, and then you see this really hit the 70% threshold. Okay? And then that's maybe how you manage your trade to get out. Okay, so anyway, this is a really great tool, and we're just going over these algos here that we've had for quite a while. Okay, the volume pressure and balance and just volume pressure. The new thing in here, so look at the selling picking up now. Okay, across all of these stocks here, these FANG stocks. Great. All right, what about S&P? Is it hitting its threshold yet? No, not yet. There it goes. Okay, so there you go. You can manage your trade this way, and maybe you take some profit there. Okay? You're hitting high liquidity, and you're getting this this volume reading here, and it's at a lower low of the day here. Okay, it's a great way to gauge your profit taking or trade management. All right, let's see here. Any questions? We're good over on YouTube, and what about over here? Discord. Yeah, Kenji, I'm not quite following this. What you're I from what I can see, I agree with Trader. That yeah, you're just potentially raising your risks as exponentially. Think about it, because like if people are pulling away from the market, it's typically because they're uncertain. And there's a lot of uncertainty, and you can get some wild price movement due to that. I would just suggest try it out. Try it in demo. Maybe you find a way it works. I mean, heck, you can use this tool here to maybe help. Okay, so in fact, you can take the heat map off. You can take the volume dots off and just look at this tool in here, and then start to understand and comprehend if you is this a kind of a key element to your trading plan? Do you want to use this? No, I mean, not everyone in the book. That's why you see, like, during those fundamental events here, let's just bring this down. During the fundamental events, like a lot of, you'll see, players will stay in the order book, and they know the events happening. They don't care though. They're a willing buyer or a willing seller at the specific area they're advertising. Now, typically it is quite far from current price, and that's why they leave their orders in there, because that's the price that they're looking for. Great. For whatever reason, maybe they're averaging and maybe they're taking profits. Who knows, right? The larger player activity, we don't. I mean, it's a little harder to understand than it is to understand the retail trader. Oh yeah, it's amazing. I mean, this is one of the things, like in Bookmap, like that it is so great. I mean, it will tell you in here that something's up in the market. Like people start, to bail on it, or during rollover period, you look at it and go, well, that's weird. Why is this market look so weird? Well, it's due to the way people are now participating in it. They're rolling from one contract to the next, and the order flow will tell you. And then you go, oh God, this is rollover period. All right, well, understood. Like here's another one. Look at the Nasdaq right now. Okay, and a lot of traders have been complaining about this, that this player activity in here, that this algorithmic activity that's staying, like, I don't know, something like 10 or 20 points away from price. I guess it's 10, is making it hard to read the order flow. Right. Well, here's the longer term player right here, 750, and they're just about to get filled. Right. But all of this in here, did these algos stay in the order book? Did they get filled? Yeah, actually, some of it did. Look how they're kind of sticking in here and getting filled in here. Right now, this guy pulled, but and you can see him, still providing that liquidity underneath this level. But this guy here is staying in the book. In fact, they're adding to the book right now. All right, so good stuff there to understand. In fact, let's take this a step further. Well, there's a few things you can do. You can use TraderMap Pro, since this is very specific players, and it might be hard to kind of filter out. See how it's still in here because it's high liquidity. Well, you can filter it with the TraderMap Pro tool. I want to cover that maybe another time, but you can do it. It's not difficult, and you just use the. Let's just go through it. I really want to cover Market Pulse in more detail, but since it's here and we got this example in front of you, let's go over it here. TraderMap Pro, it's here. All right. Okay, I know. Okay, so it opens up over here in a new instrument. Now this is a synthetic instrument. That's the way this works here in Bookmap, because this is MBO data, so we have to create a new instrument here. Okay, and then we're going to filter here in TraderMap Pro, and let's use. Let's see, what do we want to do? Let's stop both of them. Let me do this again here. Sorry about that. I get rid of the spy. I was demoing a bunch of stuff the other day. Get rid of this. The other ones. Sorry. Kind of all over the place here. All right. So for NASDAQ in here, we're going to create a new one in here. So this is what we have here. We chose NASDAQ from the drop down. We're going to add, or it's already, there's one here, and we're going to look at liquidity that was changed. Okay. Or I'm sorry, not changed. We're going to filter out. See, this is the longer term liquidity that stays in the order book. We can very easily filter out by size. Let's hit play. Okay, and then it'll create a new instrument over here, and then we'll take a look at the output. Yeah, sure. You can change the volume in here. You can mute them right here, for example, right on the widget. Okay, or if you want to go to the settings for Market Pulse in here, these are global settings up here. If you want to mute them all, if I click on that, see how they're both muted now. Okay, if I unselect it, or yeah, unselect it, should work. Okay, selected, unselected. Might be a bug. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, anyway, this is a global button here for mute, and that's an easy way to do it if you have multiple open, or you can just click on each one here. All right. What about leaving on market pulse and turning off order flow? What do you mean by order flow? Yeah, we can take a look at Tesla. But anyway, let me get to this point here with this. See the NQ now? Look at the NQ. What happened to that guy? See how we filtered that out? See, you can see traces of him in here. This kind of stacker algo that continues to add and pull from the market. It's here. You can just faintly see it. We could probably even do a better job of filtering him out. But this is starting to look way cleaner, right? And starting to just highlight longer term high liquidity that has stayed in the order book by using the not changed liquidity filter. And then that will give you additional insight in here, right? Maybe that's something you want to use and play around with. Market Pulse you can get separately on the marketplace. You can also T46. You can also get the MBO bundle, and it's free within it. All right, go to the MBO bundle in the marketplace for details. Let me show you where that is. If we go here into the marketplace here's Market Pulse, and it'll you can read through here, and then you can go also to purchase here. So go to the marketplace here for whatever it is that you want to take a look at here. Okay. All the add-ons are in here, and MBO bundle, it's in this one. Okay, you can see it's included down here. Market Pulse, just the algo for volume pressure is included here. Okay, so let's just do a quick search in here and just do Market Pulse algorithms bundle right here. Okay, so this is for the all of the well, there's more being added right now, but they're in beta. Okay, but you get volume pressure imbalance, price change, and spread change. Okay, it's for stocks and futures. It's $34 a month. All right, so that's how much it is. Okay, it's not $134. All right, so that's where you can go and find it if you're interested. All right, so we went through TraderMap Pro in this example here. I think we're good on that. And let's jump back over to S&P and get into some of these details in here. Now, this is what I wanted to cover about back testing your strategies. I mean, this is such an easy, clear way, and getting clarity in the markets is always difficult, right? Almost always. And this is one of the reasons why people really rely heavily on indicators, is to get clarity. Okay, instead of trying to read the order flow in here and say like, wow, this is a strong move. All right, now these guys are in control. Pullbacks in here, I'm looking for support in the order book, blah, blah. I'm looking at all these factors. Well, here, you just know that it traded up into high liquidity, swings are up here, and you're getting this volume pressure imbalance, threshold pierced by the buyers right up into here. Okay, well, look at how beautifully it looks, or it displays this top edge here, and then being able to understand that well, we sold right back off into the middle. Okay, what about the swings in here? Well, it would have been great to see, you see a little swing here, but it didn't cross the threshold, which is a little bit lower here. All right, so it didn't give you much of a signal there, but it gave you pretty nice signals in these other areas. Look at this, perfect. And then we don't see the buy side here. but you certainly see the buy side in these areas in here. Okay, this one comes out really nicely here, and then the swing lows. Swing low is pretty good in there. Should see it hit again into this 65 area here, and we should probably get another swing low here, and here market pulse as well. Okay, so I'd be looking for that. So you want to sell the highs and buy the lows, or vice versa. This is really going to help you. Okay, now it's not, markets aren't always as simple as that, and I'll show you an example here about reading this and using this in a trend as well. But in a sideways market, this thing can be golden. All right, so make sure you play around with your settings in here, the threshold, the half-life, and also the look-back period, or a training period. Will give you this additional insight in here. All right, so and now you can develop a trading plan based on this, or at least it gets you going in that direction. Okay, or take your existing trading plan and try to see if you can get an extra edge by looking at this information. Right, so let's look at a downtrend in here, and how do you read this? Okay, because nice downtrend here. All right, well, look at the majority of the price action in here in Market Pulse. It's somewhere around in here, right? At this level here. Now the peaks is where it's extreme, okay? And we can match those areas up really nicely in here with this tool. But maybe you just don't get too much buying in here. So this is average, kind of an average in here. So maybe if it comes up into this area here, look for it up here. Does it match your swing? Okay, well, maybe that's good enough because you're starting to trend down. We're not actually looking for it to peak by buyers in here. Okay, so you're just looking for it to pull back into the average areas in here, but you are certainly looking for the swings on the sell side. We want to see kind of a deep move into those areas in here, real hard sell-off into high liquidity. Okay, again, match these things up, and you're just going to have a really nice trading plan here, and you can, I think, very easily or clearly build out an edge in here. Okay, by understanding and going back and testing this and finding your edge. Okay, so anyway, the point about the trending market is it makes sense that this is kind of the average in here. But you are definitely looking for it to peak on the downside. Okay, so we just talked about it here, right? Well, here's another peak right here, right? And we've already pulled back. And in fact, for the average, it's already pulled back to here. That's all we've gotten so far, right here on the average. And that was yeah, we're right at it. Okay, so. Maybe that's all it needs. Maybe the market can now continue here, right? Well, look for those sellers to come in, roll over. Look for high liquidity like this here on the bid at lower levels, okay? And look for this liquidity on the, I'm sorry, on the bid. This is on the offer. On the bid in here, look for it to transact. Look for sellers to push it into that high liquidity there, okay? So Rob, for example, we've spoken many times in the past about trading plans and building an edge, and this is the first step in building your edge. Find something that resonates with you. Find something that makes it clear and easy, and then now look at many examples here. So we've already looked at many examples in a trending market, and a little bit of it. We can look at it in the sideways market up here. Etc. And start to match these up. Now, do you have an edge? Can you manage your risk in certain areas in here? So not every time it's going to work out beautifully, but can you manage then risk in here to take a small loss or just a scratch trade on ones when they don't work out? And that's fine. because when the ones do work out, you're going to get it. You're going to catch the low here and sell the high. Okay. So here again, look, we were just looking for this to trade and transact, and we looked at this area as the potential shallow pullback because it was already hitting the averages in here. In fact, we got a little bit of a spike here, but that was before though. We were looking in here in this area. All right. So any questions on this? So this is, I mean, now go back and back test it. Okay. I mean, you can do like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Like you can do 15 studies within the last like hour and a half or something like that, or 45 minutes. And that will help you build your edge immediately. All right. So anyway, guys, this is the kind of stuff we're going over in the Bookmap Academy. Or Junior Academy, and we're going to be going over more and more of this in the near future. All right, now this tool here, this Market Pulse tool, is going to be available for you, you guys in the Academy, okay, free, okay, as a beta tester or a beta version. All right, so we're gonna give it to you. That's one of the benefits you get as a Bookmap Academy member. Let me show you that page, and if you guys are interested in joining, it's just go to bookmap.com. Yeah, we don't have it linked in here. It's kind of hidden, so you'll have to do a search for it, or just go. I can give you the link here, okay, and go to the Bookmap Academy. And then let me show you here that you just scroll down a little bit, and first step is to apply to the Bookmap Academy or Junior Academy, and then one of the things that you're going to get in here is access to pre-release new products and add-ons, just like this one. Okay, we put this across the board on all steps in the Academy. Okay, you all get this, right? So that's one of the benefits. If you're interested in that, then for just that reason, well, you might consider joining just for that reason then. Looks like Dan has already put it into the chat. Excellent. Thanks, Dan. Rob, oh, you're not sure if you understand? Okay, well, just match these up. Like, this swing here, this is where you're getting a threshold reading, right? It's very simple. Okay, well, did that give you an edge here? Well, it would have if you took some profit, right? Now, it would have been a good idea to buy at that point. Well, it went against you, right? Not so. If you're looking at buying the counter trend in a downtrend, then this makes it a little more difficult in here. Okay, but on these other little areas in here, as a potential pullback, it's giving you great information, and then your profit would be down here at the bottom when it starts to hit into the threshold. I think this is one of the clearest ways I've seen to start to build your trading plan. Okay, so looking at many examples, knowing your market, knowing your strategy. All right. Anyway, guys, let's continue on, and we'll look at some other algos in here as well, and continue to read the order flow in here. Okay, and Tesla, there was a request to look at Tesla. Let's take a look at that. Here we go. Here, let's add Market Pulse for this stock. Create a new one. Here it is. And look at volume, pressure, and balance. And we are going to select Tesla here and hit play. Okay, and let's bring the volume down a little bit. All right, and we'll put it down here. Okay, and now we're going to look at it in the subchart too. All right, here we go. Let's turn off CVD for the moment. All right. So here, did it give you a good reading? Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Now it went up a little higher, right? But it was green that whole time. Is it up near a swing? Yeah, it is. Okay, so not bad. These little areas in here, like you can see it crossed and you would have gotten a little bit of a sound notification or alert down here. Are those good areas? Yep, it's great. Right. Also, this one's not bad. It's at the swing. You know, you'll have to get a feel for like how you want to manage your trade in here using this tool. But you see, heavy selling is what gives you the threshold crossing here in the alert using this market pulse volume pressure. Okay, and then you're looking for, again, your pullbacks in here. Look at how nicely it's showing them. Yeah, NQ works great on NQ as well. And let's take a look at some of the other ones in here. Not different markets. We'll look at different algos for this market pulse. I want to cover these new ones in here because they're brand new. You guys haven't seen these, and we'll go through them again, reading them, getting an edge from them, and it just makes your trading breadth in here much wider, and understanding, like here we're starting to hear Tesla hit here. Are we near a swing? Yeah, great. Okay, did it sell off? Yeah, great. Okay, so now waiting for it to maybe trade down to about here and get the reading here, or maybe it has to get down to the threshold here to cover. Okay, again, in real time here, right? So I'm still holding it. I'm waiting. Okay, well, this isn't bad. That's maybe not a bad area to consider some profit. That's the average here. Now, it's still going lower. Okay, so wait for a reading in here. Let's see if it hits. There it goes. See, it just hit red. There, right there. I mean, look, you just nailed this pullback perfectly. Sold it. Maybe you took some off down here, or maybe you waited for the bigger move here, and then sold it into where it started to turn red in here. Look at that area. Guys, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, that's an 80-cent move immediately within seconds here. And you just captured a really nice move. Look at all this price action and how easily you caught that move. Now, again, this is just the starting point to backtest. Okay, but this is how you can match it up. Now, if it doesn't match up too well, maybe play with the settings. Come in here, right click, go to settings, and play with the training period and the half-life period, and look at what you get as an output when these thresholds are crossed. Match them up with your price action. All right. All right, so I'm going to close these two, and we'll keep this volume pressure one of the 5 markets open, and then let's go over the let's go over to the S&P here. Sorry, bigger picture stuff on Tesla. Yeah, I mean, boy, that was a really nice move into a big swing low here. Okay, so you captured a nice little dip down into that area here. It looks like it wants to trade into 214 here. Anyway, that's all I see on Tesla at the moment. All right, and then now let's take a look here at S&P, and then let's open up some of these new ones in here. Can't wait to jump in here. All right, so let's see. We just closed the volume pressure one. All right, so let's take a look at another one in here. Let's look at the support and resistance. Okay, this is an interesting one, really interesting. I don't know if we're going to call it this yet or not, but support and resistance, but because it's not necessarily support and resistance. It's showing kind of more order book and balance. I'll explain. Let's see here. I should be able to make this a little bit bigger. I have an option for size. I think I can just, no, okay. All right, so this one's a little more complex in here. Now, it looks like it's volume pressure in here, but it's not. It's support and resistance is what it's called. All right, see these numbers in here? It can be positive or negative. All right, so this is what we're showing in here is where they're pulling from the order book if it's negative. That means on the sell side, if it's a negative number here, you're actually going to see the color change as well. It's going to be a darker red. You see how it's a darker green down here? There's our darker red, sorry. It's a negative number now, and it's darker red. Okay, as simple as that. All right, now if it's a positive number, see how it's a brighter red. This means they're adding into the order book. All right. Now you're not really going to see, you may see it in the heat map here as well, but this is it's giving you a more enhanced reading in here. Let's go to the settings and I'll show you why. Okay, so it's showing pulling and adding on buyers and sellers here in the order book. And if we go to settings in here, this is what we have in here. So we have a training period. Okay, we have the threshold, we have the training volume, we have the training period, we have the half-life period. We know what all of those are. We also have the half-life price interval here. Okay, it is at 4 right now. What does this mean? Okay, what this is calculating in here is the entire order book. Okay, all of the liquidity in the entire order book, but not equally. Okay, there is a half-life also at every 4 levels. So the first 4 levels have the most influence in the order book. The next 4, well, you get a drop off then after that point. It'll be half as important. And then the next 4 after that are going to be half important from the previous one. Okay, so it will continue to drop off every 4 levels or ticks. Okay, so the first 4 are the most important, the next 4 or up to 8 at that point. Well, 4 to 8 would be half as important as the 0 to 4. Okay, best offer to 4. Okay, does that make sense? It's pretty simple. That's pretty much it. So now what this is going to show though is really nice. Okay, that pulled liquidity, that added liquidity in here. Okay, now let's start to again. Let's maybe this setting. Let's test it here. Let's take a look. When are we getting readings in here? Okay, well here's where the book, we had an order book and balance in here on the much more on the sell side. Okay, it's not giving us too much information in here. Okay, so we'll have to fiddle with the settings in here a little bit. Okay, so maybe let's just bump this up a little bit. Let's go to 8. See what we get. And it's calculating here. Okay, here we go. There's our output. Yeah, oh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer to something. Okay, there. It just hit high liquidity up here. There, it just kind of flashed in the book here, and we saw that extreme read here and here. See that liquidity in here? See how it caught it in these outputs here. Okay, so that would be kind of hard when you're zoomed out to be able to see that. Okay, now we should see it also here on the offer, and it's starting to hit a little bit. You can see just a little bit of red down there. Okay, so we know there's an order book imbalance. Now we can see this one actually really clear in the heat map is right here. And now they're pulling a little bit here, and then we see the reading, see how it just kind of bumped up a little bit. Okay, so they're pulling on the bid, and it's right in here. Now, I can't wait to start to really play around with these and get some additional insight in here, because what I would like to do is compare this one here with 8 levels, or let's even go to more. Let's go to 32 levels or 16 levels. Apply. Okay. All right. So just waiting here. Anyway, beautiful move into this high liquidity, and we can see a nice bounce out of it. Okay, see how we're getting our reading now? Okay, so not bad. It's getting interesting. Now what I would like to do in here is we're going to add another one. We're going to create it, and let's look at a same one. Okay, we're going to change the settings in here. Okay, we'll keep this one at 4. Okay, we use all the same training period, half-life period, but we'll keep it at 4. And then let's hit play. So what we're going to look at here is one that is making a harsher filter compared to one that is not. So we have 2 order book imbalances in here. And we're going to see like which one will give us like maybe a bit more insight. Or we have like an inside market versus a more outside market. Okay, or bigger imbalance, book imbalance. That's what we're talking about. And then trying to play off of each other here. In fact, let's right click in here and change the can we change the colors in here? I thought we could. I guess not. Definitely change the sound. And they're kind of matching up pretty nicely, actually. They're I guess some pretty extreme readings in the order book at some of those areas. Anyway, guys, that's another one that I wanted to show you, and some of the studies to just kind of whet your appetite to start to play around with this. Let's close it up here because there's more I need to show you, and just as high liquidity is coming in. The other one I want to show you in here is absorption. Now to absorption and sweeps. So let's first add absorption to the indicator list. Okay, so we got that, and also sweeps. Okay, you may need to update your sweeps and absorption indicators as well. Now it's going to work off, the market pulse is going to work off of your settings. You're going to use your settings here for sweeps and absorption to filter. Okay, and then market pulse is going to work off of that. Right, so anyway, we've got We got our sweeps. Our filtering looks pretty good in here actually for these settings. It's not too much, so we've got it kind of filtered pretty nicely. All right, so great. All right, let's go back to Market Pulse, and then we can click on play here for absorption pressure. Oh, I should be able to use this. How come here? Okay, I don't know why. I guess there's something. It's not giving me access to it right now. All right. Well, how come? I thought this. I was doing this earlier. It has a bug. T46. Okay. Yeah, I probably don't have, and we're just releasing this. I probably don't have the right absorption indicator. I think I reverted back, to be honest, and that's why it's not showing up in here. Clearly, I have access to it in Market Pulse, but it's not reading it in the instrument, is what I think is happening here. All right, so you have to update your sweeps and absorption indicators as well. All right, so that'll be a big one. All right, what else do we have in here? So we went through support and resistance, and God, I'd really like to show you this because I got some great readings off of this as well for sweeps and absorption. Yeah, it's not available. All right. All right, well, we tried. Let's take a look at, let's combine two now, and take a look here. So we're going to go through looking at volume pressure. Okay. So volume pressure here, and then for the ES, and then here we're going to look at support and resistance imbalance. And then we'll take our sweeps and absorption off the chart. Okay, and the volume pressure imbalance already is built in. Okay, and then let's see here. Is that icebergs? Okay, so then here's our delta for the support and resistance in here. In fact, do we want delta? Delta percentage. Let's go with this. I like it. Okay. All right, so now let's compare these two and start to build out a plan as well. Okay, so we went through the volume pressure imbalance and very, very clearly that we're seeing that. This is where we're getting that large volume on the buy side here, and it's peaking across the threshold here, and we're up at a level. of interest. We're into high liquidity. See how this is, does this make sense, Rob? I mean, you can understand these confluences, and then now you have this additional information that is giving you very, very clear insight that you have strong volume into that area up in here. Okay, but you've got absorption, you've got high liquidity. It's up at a level. There's going to be some interest up in here to for price to come back into the range in here. Okay, and then you can even see here. Look at how this is. There's a divergence here. Okay, it crossed the threshold here, went up and made a higher high, but we're not getting buyers up here. Okay, look for the sellers to come in. Right, this is exactly what we look for in the order flow. But now we're using this tool to even make more clarity in here. Okay, almost like CVD in here, but we have it like with the volume pressure and balance, which is even better in my opinion. Now look for these sellers in here. Now I would look for the sellers to try to drive it back down to the bottom of the range in here. Okay, and then look for the reading down here. Okay, so we're looking for here, this level, and we're almost there. There you go. Beautiful. Take your profit right there. Okay. You also have an order book imbalance down here as well, matching up in the correlation with this blue line here, which is the delta, absolute delta here. All right. So you have multiple reasons now. Is that a good trade or not? I mean, you could have sold in here. This would have gone against you a little bit. You could also look for the sellers to start to come in here because you see some of that divergence, and then you would be holding this. Maybe you took some off here, right? Maybe because it's at a swing low. You see high liquidity here, and it's at the bottom of this or swing, and then this range, and then you also have a pretty strong reading here on the sell side. Okay, but it didn't cross the threshold, but that might be enough to understand that maybe you hold some, maybe you take some off, right? That's a possibility. Put your stop at break even. Maybe you got stopped out on the way back up. In this case, you didn't. You would have made a nice move to the bottom of this range here. Now down here, we already said what would our actions be based off of this indicator in here. We would sell the position here. You can also open up a new one and just reverse and then look for again a move back up into top of this range in here, and then take your profit up in here. Okay, well, did that work out? It worked out beautifully. You guys understanding this? I mean, like I think it's really clear on my side. I mean, but I'm the one explaining it. So the only feedback I've gotten here is Rob saying it wasn't so clear. No feedback? How do you take the data and write it down in some form? Well, this is where, Rob, you got to do that manually. Okay, it's not going to output this. It's clear. Okay, thanks, Deborah. Yeah. And how many points did it go? What were the swings? You just start to, and then if it put in, I think as well, what's really important is your trade management. Really important. So really important was for any trading plan. It's really important, of course. In fact, it's all about trade management. But nonetheless, what would you do if it went against you, right? What if it started to trend down here? What if you took your profit and then you also got long down here and it started to continue to go against you? Okay, well, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to wait until down here, have it go against you all that way? Well, it can continue even going further, right? So how do you manage that? Well, just take a small loss. Okay, and then wait for the next. If you have studied this, you just wait for the next trade idea here, and take the trade. Okay, so and then you would manage it accordingly. So like you made a really nice winner. Maybe you had a small loser, and then maybe you got in again, and maybe you had another small winner, or not a bad winner here. And that will outpace your losers, and that's what we want. Trading for a living, you're doing your back testing at night and putting it together during the day for the New York Open. Fantastic. How's it going? Are you using this tool up here as well? Like I would suggest that you do. It's the trading statistics in here. Okay, you can click on that, and this is what it's going to give you: your position ID, your symbol, your average price. There's a whole host of things in here. It scrolls, right? So you can look at your some of the ones that I think are really important about your maximum adverse excursions and maximum favorable excursions. This is where you're going to really be able to start to control your risk. And you have Global Plus for the year. Perfect. There you go. Yeah. So you have Global Plus, so you should have access to this. Go get it. So just click on your add-ons manager here, or configure add-ons. Go to your add-ons manager here, and you should see it. Okay, in the level 1 area here. Okay, so just scroll down. You can see I have it here. If I remove it, it'll come down into available here. Right. All right, guys. Well, anyway, we went through. We've gone through a lot on this Market Pulse tool. We went through TraderMap Pro as well. We went through backtesting. We looked through how to backtest this and understand it in a trend, and also how to understand it in a sideways market. Okay, so we didn't read too much order flow today. That's exactly what we're here for, is to read the order flow, the live forward-looking analysis. It's just that these tools are really good. I think you're going to get a lot out of them. I would recommend that you test them, go try them. Sign up for the Bookmap Academy and get them for free. Okay, so yeah, we'll just put that page back in here again for you guys, and go here and sign up. Scroll to the bottom here and just sign up. You will need to, once you sign up and click apply here, we'll capture your email, but we need to capture you in Discord as well. So immediately after that, you'll probably get an email, and that will tell you to go to the this room up here. Okay, Academy applicants here. Okay, click on that. Right there you go. Here's T46 just applied. Please send me my spreadsheet. This is exactly what you do. Right, beautiful. So you want your spreadsheet in here, and then start creating some content. Read through this here. What this program's all about. It's really simple. You apply for the Bookmap Academy. Start to create some content. Create some content on this new tool. You're going to get access to it, like we said in here. You get free access. Start to create some content. Put this together for yourself, and this will give you. This was how you can automatically build your trading plan while being part of the academy and the community, and work your way up to get Bookmap for free in the Bookmap Academy here. You can become a coach. You can become a streamer if you continue to do really good work in here. It's an opportunity for you. Right? So take advantage of it. Go do it. Sign up. Give us your Discord, and then we'll send you their spreadsheet and start to play around with it. Trading for a living, you had just mentioned that you're back testing already. Well, why not just sign up for this Bookmap Academy, and or apply for the Bookmap Junior Academy. And since you're doing your back testing anyway, get credit for it, right? Create good content, and then if your content is good and meets the thresholds, you'll make it into the Bookmap Junior Academy, where it's a proving ground. There you have to prove that you can make the thresholds. Okay, if you do, then we'll give you Bookmap for free. How can this not be a win-win? Right, so do it. Go sign up, and we'll see you in there. And in fact, we're going to have a trading review next week, next Wednesday, for Bookmap Academy, Junior Academy members. We will coach and mentor some of the content you created, right? So a lot of you guys already are in the academy already. So let's see here. Drop down again here. I think CMJ had mentioned something in here. Let me just check. Sorry. Yeah, CMJ. Yeah, he's in the Bookmap Junior Academy. Okay. Will this stream be on replay? Yeah, it's all recorded. It'll be available immediately. MP, this tool is great. Absolutely. That's why I'm spending so much time on it here. Guys, this is, you can easily, very clearly build an edge here. Play around with this. Rob, especially. Steven, especially. Like, look for clarity in here. And try to build out a very, very clean, clear, cohesive trading plan for yourself. Now, you're probably going to make many trading plans in the future. You know, you've always got to go back and like, this might lose its edge over time. They always do. Okay, we'll adjust it. You know, play with the settings, try a different algo, and you know, try to find an edge. You will find your edge from back testing. Right? I mean, this is why I'm covering today and spending so much time on it today instead of reading the live order flow, is because if you can do this in a very clear way, you can build your trading plan. And you know what you're building. It's clear. And now test it. Okay, back test it. Then once you've back tested it and you understand what you're doing in here, do it in replay mode, forward testing. Okay, you can do it much quicker in replay mode than you can, because you can speed it up. We have those tools for you for building out your plan. Record your data in Bookmap every day, and then go back and back test this. I think T46 was saying that he's back testing at night and he's trading during the day. Great. So yeah, go back test this, and replay mode, you can forward test it. Play around with how you want to manage your risk in here. What are your stop losses? What are your take profits? You know, can you gain an edge out of it? Okay, use this this other add-on tool in here. You can from your trading statistics, you can take trades in here, and it will record it. Okay, and then you can put that into your Excel spreadsheet as well. All right, and then once you really have, and this is what I would recommend, that you do this. Well, you could put your trading plan together over the weekend. You could have like 30, 50 examples, probably in a day. Maybe by the end of the weekend, you could have 100 examples. That's not a bad place to start. Even if you had 30, that's not bad. Okay? You're starting to understand the numbers and the probabilities behind what you're doing. And then now you're starting to define an edge. This is what's so important. Most traders, retail traders, have no edge at all. Maybe a lot of retail traders, they'll read a book. Oh, I understand the concept. And what do? They start trading it immediately. And then they lose their shirt. They go, well, that didn't work. I'm going to read another book and then do it again. Okay. Well, what if you just took a deep breath, studied this, matched this up, start to wrap risk management around it, have many examples. Now you know you have an edge. Okay. If you have a number, a quantity, once you have that quantity, now you can start to forward test it with no risk. Play it in replay mode. And then next, after that, then you can get more examples. Get up to 100. And then, boy, are you going to really know your trading plan then. Right? And every day continue to add more. But now you can start to forward test it maybe in demo mode in live market. Continue to do it in replay mode as well at night. Yeah, is this a lot of work? Yeah, it is, but this is how you're going to build an edge. Okay, now you're getting ready to forward test it, not just in the live market in demo. You can do it on small size. Use micros. How's it going? Are you now that you're trading real money, are you having blocks in there? Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. This is how we cover trading psychology in here. Why would you have a block or a problem in here with that? You know you have an edge. Your activity should be the same as when you were doing it in forward testing. Okay, it should be based off of all your studying and your back testing. And you shouldn't be trading size that makes you nervous. That's why you forward test it in micros. Okay, now it takes a while just to get there. Okay, and this is for any level of trader. It doesn't matter if you're, an experienced veteran of 20 years. This is the process. Okay, and they're just going to go through the process quicker because they know how to do it. Now, you're trading in small size. Now you can start to trade with maybe bigger size if you know that you have an edge and you trust your plan. All right, let me get to some questions here. Enough lecturing, and we're almost out of time here. So guys, again, like this is free if you want to be a beta tester, and it is free for your Bookmap Academy guys. Okay, so that's one way to get in here. Join the Academy. Right? Even just for this reason alone, just join it. You'll get free access to these kinds of tools in here. This is one of the benefits. Okay? This is also what you're going to get for Bookmap Junior Academy, or even the applicants to the Academy. You're going to get all of these here. You're going to hone your skills by journalizing. You're going to come to Bookmap meetings. You're going to get coached and mentored by Bookmap coaches. You're going to get the a network of other like-minded traders, and you're going to get this access to these products in here, like I'm describing. So why wouldn't you? Go do it. All right, trading for a living. Let's see. I can't wait to read. What are your comments in here? Deborah, this is for you too. Go check this out. Okay. Like I said, maybe this isn't your style of trading, but this is a good example on how to build a trading plan. So play around with it. Okay? I mean, I can't do it much more clear or cleanly here. For example, let's just I want to take off the blue line here. Hold on. All right. Is cleanly and clearly using this volume, pressure, and balance in here. Right? So this is where there's buyers hitting the threshold. Is it up at the top of a range? Boom. Yes, it is. Okay. So now, do you want to be a seller up here? Well, look at the context in here. Yeah, you probably would based off of this plan in here, right? Okay. Well, would you have a loss in here? Yeah, maybe you'd have a small loss. Maybe it hasn't hit your stop loss yet. Maybe you're still in it. Okay, so how are you going to manage this in here? You're going to answer these questions by this kind of back testing in here. So now, what if it gets back down to here? See, look what most of this selling came in is down in here, or you can look for the extremes down here, right? So now, so you let's suppose that your stop loss was a couple points, you'd still be in this, right? So now you're looking for it to come back down in here or here, and that's where you'll exit the trade. Maybe you made just a point or two. Maybe you didn't make any or very few. Well, the market on order flow maybe is changing in here. Okay, there's a lot of volume pressure coming in on the buy side now. Okay, but you're reducing your risk. You're following a plan. Okay, so yeah, so maybe I'd wait a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get down to here. No, this isn't quite low enough for me. I'd look for here, or I'd look for the extreme. Okay, maybe it trades into here and then you get the extreme reading. Okay, and this is where you got in though. And look again at the divergence in here. We didn't get a reading up here. Even though you see a lot of buying in here and it went against you. Well, then look for, maybe you look at your entries not by the extreme value, you look for those sellers to start to roll in. Okay, once you start to get that, then you're looking for entering. These are the kinds of questions you're going to have to answer for yourself as you back test this. All right, let's see here. And you're using an Apex account trading for a living. Okay, well, yeah, I would recommend doing that after you've got your plan together and have done your back testing and your forward testing in replay mode, also in live market, in demo, and also with small size. Yeah, then you've really got something. Deborah, really, I implore you, go and start to put this together. So when we meet on Monday, you've already got maybe like, I don't know, 30 examples. Even lowball it. Look for half that. Look for 15. Start somewhere. I mean, you can have in this idea here, this trade idea, you can already have like 20 examples just from the last couple of hours in here. Look at all these examples. Okay. So again, remember what we just talked about. Extreme reading or a little bit lower here. Now you take your profit. Okay. You got in here, it went against you a little bit. Now you take your profit. All right. Now you have to start to match this up though with your market structure and your order flow. Okay. But just cleanly and simply look at the structure and look at this volume pressure imbalance indicator. Oh, you're good enough, Deborah. This is so simple. This would be something like in middle school. You'd teach this. You could and say like this is how you build an edge, and you can do it. Think of it. Don't think of it like it's money in the market. Think of it as like a game, or something. Take your mind away from the money, and then just work on building this plan, building out and understanding this system that you're making for yourself. All right. All right. So let's see here. I've answered a lot of questions. A few more in here. Can we shut off icebergs? Yeah. Oh, you don't want to see them on the chart here. Yeah, sure. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Well, use your crosshairs to go over these areas here. Okay. Like here, and here, and here. Look at that beauty. Right now, it came in a little earlier, but you're still pretty good. All right. Anyway, guys, let me see a few more questions. I was not getting any iceberg notifications, sound notifications. You can turn off the sound as well. Just use this subchart here for your back testing. Play with the settings as well. If you're not getting the reading that you want, play with the settings until you do. If you have two buttons and one prints dollar bills, why would you press the other? Yeah, here Kenji just got he just got funded in one of the trading programs, and he says turn off your P&L. It's a game changer, which is a funny choice of wording there, game changer. And gaming, we just talked about, don't think of it as a market, think of it as a game. Nonetheless, this is a lot of professional traders, they do not want to see their P&L at all. Okay? That it makes it emotional. All right, guys. Anyway, take a look and give me your feedback on Monday. See what you think. Sign up for that Bookmap Academy. We will meet on Wednesday next week, and we will review some of your trades and give feedback on it from some of the coaches in the Bookmap Academy. Go to bookmap.com/academy and sign up, and then come into the Discord room and request your spreadsheet. But sign up first. Okay, it's pretty simple and straightforward. All right, thanks everybody for coming, and we will catch up with you on Monday next week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.